Was hat er für eine Domination gleich? Als Form im Kampf. Wir werden nicht gegen seine Menschenform, glaube ich, antreten. Würde mich sehr wundern. Weil zumindest nicht nur gegen seine Menschenform. Der wird wahrscheinlich sich dämonisieren. What is this place? An underground lake. Feels like this ruin just gets bigger and bigger. Everyone, over there. Ah, okay. Das ist das Ding, wo Kia herkommt. Aber dann, wie alt ist Kia dann bitte? In einem Dokument wird ja gesagt, dass sie irgendwie vor 500 Jahren jemanden gefunden hat. Ist Kia 500 Jahre alt? That's the thing in Kido's photo. So we finally found where it was taken. All I remember is a big dark room. A light shined down from above, but it always made me a little scared. She was trying to describe this place, wasn't she? Haha, indeed she was. Joachim Günther. When did you show up? This guy is anything out of but ordinary, that much is clear. Welcome to the holy ground of our origin. Ladies and gentlemen from the special support section, as well as the esteemed guests from the Waster Guild. I'm glad you could join me. You monster. A laid-back one at that. Joachim Günther, I'm going to cut to the chase. Release everyone who's been brainwashed by Gnosis. Now. I don't know the science behind it, but I know you're the culprit. Of course, I wouldn't mind. I told you at the IBC, didn't I? I know the Lady Kia and everything will come to an end. Don't be stupid. Stop with your crazy talk. Looking for a fight, bastard? You're the sickest criminal that has ever had the misfortune of existing. This guy has the same messed up personality as the professor. I didn't think that was possible. Even Weissman wasn't this insane. Oh, what a shame. You're making this conversation harder than it needs to be. Lady Kia has always been our humble organization's divine child, our love. Is it so unreasonable that we would want the object of our worship back? Do you think we aren't aware of what happened 6 years ago? You will never lay your hands on that girl ever again. Better yet, tell us everything you know about Kia's identity. You know where she came from, don't you? How interesting. You're still clinging to the foolish idea that Lady Kia was born in this era. This era? Very well then. Divulging this information to people who haven't achieved wisdom would normally be prohibited. But allow me to provide enlightenment for you poor lost souls. Just a month ago, Lady Kia was sleeping. That cradle you see resting at the top of the altar. She had been slumbering there for over 500 years. What? That's not possible. You bastard, cut the bullshit. Surely you can't be that surprised. Why modern technology cannot hope to achieve such wonders? It's easily done with the technology of the ancient civilization. 500 years ago, there lived a group of alchemists who gathered in this land with the intent of studying artifacts. I could say that this very altar was built using their powerful tools. The same alchemists that constructed Stargazer's tower, I bet. It's kinda crazy to think these connections stretch back to such a long time ago. As I said, Lady Kia had been in slumber since those times. But of course, no one in our orders knows of her origins. That is the truth. I can't believe this. What the hell, man? Kia's past. I thought together we'd be able to help her find it. Haha, come now, what with all the long faces? Lady Kia doesn't need a past, because after all, soon she will take her rightful place as the true god. God? Haha, you heard me. During your journeys, you must have realized the truth by now. Adios, the goddess of the sky? There is no such thing. Or can't you understand that her very existence is a fabrication created by the Septian Church? Have you lost your mind? I can't believe that there are people who genuinely doubt the goddess. This is the truth that D, therefore G, faithfully preaches. However, we are often misunderstood. You see, we don't worship the devils at all. Quite the contrary, actually. We simply use them because they are convenient in our fight in denying the very concept of this goddess. Fighting fire with fire, so to speak. You can't be serious. If that's really the truth, what compelled you to do all those horrible things to us? All of them. Everywhere I looked, it was nothing but screams and cries for help. And I'm supposed to accept that the lodge I was in was one of the luckier ones? If you aren't worshipping devils, why? Why did you do all of those things? Tio Dutch. Tio Plato, I remember you well. An out-here lodge test subject, whose superb sensory receptivity was almost miraculous. Lucky me, being able to meet such a wonderful test subject like this. I suppose now is as good a time to ask if ever since you're on the topic. Answer honestly. What was the goal of those inhuman rituals that took place all across the continent? Goodness, you still haven't figured it out. Every ceremony served the greater purpose of enhancing Gnosis towards its prime form. The willpower and hidden potential that blossomed when one is brought to their breaking point. That kind of data was a necessity if we wanted to perform Gnosis, to perfect Gnosis. The reason we used children for our tests was simply because it ensured more accurate data. You see, test subjects that have yet to reach puberty are, in various aspects, that's enough. Have you no shame? This cruelty is just... Never thought I'd meet someone more screwed up than we were. Joachim Günther. Based on everything we've heard, you must have been the person responsible for organizing these experiments all over the area, right? Haha, precisely. However, my rank within the Order isn't something to brag about. After all, we're all equals under our true god. To be honest, I don't give a crap about whatever your cult believes in. But you must have known about that place. One of the cult's most infamous lodges. Paradise. We read that name earlier. It was mentioned in the Black File. Oh, you know of its existence then? That particular lodge was formed by the high-ranking officials of the Order. Whenever an influential figure visited Paradise and exposed their ugliest weaknesses, it became easy to bend to the Order's will. Truth be told, that lodge deviated from my research principles, which I did not appreciate. So it's true. Just like we thought. That answers another one of my questions. You lured Speaker Hartman to Paradise in order to coerce him into helping the cult, didn't you? There's our connection. I only began to truly understand what happened there after I pored over the results of every established lodge. After that aggravating operation 6 years ago, we nearly lost all of our precious lodges. Fortunately, we stumbled across the perfect backer for our cause, Speaker Hartman. Conveniently enough, he came with the nice bonus of Revachenko. Everything's falling into place now. And you manipulated the Crossbell Guardian Force through the same connection, didn't you? He must have... How'd you even get them to take your crappy drug in the first place? Oh, that was simple. The TGF commander is Speaker Hartman's protege, so he effectively dances in the palm of my hand. All I had to do was pass Gnosis off as a new supplement developed at St. Ursula. How fast he believed me did come as a bit of a shock, though. Ah, what a dumbass. How idiotic can one guy get? If I can seek back to Paradise, there's something about its demise that bugs me. Instead of being ambushed by that operation, it was decimated entirely by the society that caused the Liberal incident last year. Oh dear, just what were they thinking? Well, the destruction of Paradise only left me with one genuine regret. That being the loss of a young subject who demonstrated a remarkable level of adaptability. Oh, she was simply a marvel. Through harnessing Gnosis, she could have thought other failed subject personalities and manifest them in her own mind. Das erklärt einiges von Rand's backstory. If only we could have recovered all of that, oh so valuable data, but alas, that's enough. We have what we came for. You can shut your disgusting mouth now. So, Lloyd, I think we might have cut your interrogation short. It's fine. Thanks to your help, I was able to draw a lot of conclusions about the case. I'm prepared to arrest him now, without hesitation. High Priest Drachin Günther of the DEUTSCH cult. According to Crossbell state law, you're hereby under arrest on the charges of assault, incitement of a riot, unlawful occupation of property, misuse of drugs, and child abuse. Telling you is just a formality, but rest assured the search and arrest warrant have already been approved. But check it up, buddy. Don't resist. Haha, how intriguing. I have an idea. Why don't we make a wager? Which of us will be the one to accomplish the goal? Er hat weiße Haare. Die Waffe ist sehr ähnlich zu Weißmann. Was mit seinen Haaren passiert? His hair. Some sort of oval staff? This is my true hair color if you were curious. Die Augen mit der Haarfarbe. Ist der ein Ogre? Also, Ogre hat ja Ogre-Kraft wie Reen? Oder in irgendeiner Art und Weise irgendwie das da drin in sich? Das wäre interessant. As a result of repeated gnosis consumption, my body has grown somewhat unordinary. As a result, I haven't been able to get a wink of sleep for the past several years. Shoots you, you sick son of a bitch. So that explains how you were able to accomplish all of this while working full-time at the hospital. Haha, maybe you're a better detective than I gave you credit for. The staff here is one of the oval masterpieces created by the ancient alchemist of Crossbell. Its power even surpasses that of an average artifact. And it allows me to man these to my every whim. No way. Archaism from the Middle Ages created with the power of alchemy. Now I believe it's time for our finale to get underway. If things go as planned, today will be the greatest day the world has ever seen. The day when our desire to see Lady Kia become God and take her throne is finally realized. Keep dreaming. I will never lose to the likes of you. Machen wir mal mit Galleon Tower. Und Avalon Gate. Nice. Avalon Gate. Nice. Galleon Tower. Sehr schön. Und noch einmal Avalon Tower. Machen wir auch direkt einmal Strike Bell. Calamity Sphere. Mit Jaws Mark, bei you. Macht immerhin fast keinen Schaden, aber hey. Art? Ach ja, der ist ja gezielt, stimmt. Taunted nur oder was? Okay, das ist interessant. Mal eine Quest. Chrono Drive. So. Wenn die verwirrt, nicht geil. Out. ob keiner irgendwie das wieder heilen kann. Yikes. Was sagen, die wird das doch wohl können. Zack, zack. Wie viel Leben hast du noch? Noch 1500, das ist nicht viel. Um das zu sein, kann Tio das jetzt beenden. Und das wäre halt dann doch zu passend anscheinend gewesen. War, glaube ich, aber noch nicht der finale Kampf. Ich glaube, beim finalen Kampf gibt es ja in der Regel auch keine XP. Yes. Controller? Haha, look like we won the bet. Towards hide your weapon and get on the ground. Haha, I'll have to decline. There's something you should know. Gnosis doesn't just enhance the user's physical strength and capabilities, it also heightens their sensory receptivity, unlocking humanity's true hidden potential. When used correctly, anything can be achieved. Das Auge schon wieder. What the hell is this? Our movements have been sealed, but how? This is just like Weissman's evil eye. It should be impossible. Not sure if you've had quite the adventure over the last 2 years, haven't you? Welche Barrieren, Phantasma, was it? How does he know that? Like he's looking into our memories. No way, he's using them to recreate Evil Eye. Weissman, huh. From the looks of it, him and I would have gotten along quite well. How interesting. I wasn't expecting this amount of intel on our boss. I think that's enough on them to keep me entertaining for a while. I can't believe this. It would seem I'm the victor of our bet after all. I know, how about a serving of notices for each and every one of you? Soon you'll be slaving away for a greater cause, and Lady Kia will have no choice but to return to my arm. You bastard. That's why you want to lure us here, just to use us. Well, what other use would imbeciles like you have for me? Everything I've done has been for Lady Kia's safe return. What better reason is there? It's a monster. Die werden jetzt aber nicht literally Barriers overcome, oder? If you already have this much power, why are you so obsessed with Kia? Oh? Even if she was born 500 years ago, just as you say, it doesn't change the fact that she's an ordinary little girl, does it? What does someone with so much power want with a girl like Kia? That's right. Good question. Did I not answer that question already? Lady Kia is destined to become God. Comparing my power to that of Lady Kia's is quite ignorant. Or rather, should I perhaps say the comparison in and of itself doesn't make much sense? Stop talking in riddles, jackass. Jeez, it's like Weissman had a twin that we didn't know about. Fine, then answer me this instead. What led to Kia being moved to the Schwarze auction? That's definitely a loose string. The Mafia didn't seem to be aware of her existence either. Actually, I'll keep the questions rolling. Were you the one who killed my brother, Lloyd Bannings? Oh, that's it. It all makes sense now. Two brothers 10 years apart in age. After the older brother fell in the line of duty, the younger left Crossbell only to return years later. What an amazing development. I had no idea that you were the little brother of that Nuzon. Can I take that as a yes then? I'll admit, he came close to uncovering my true identity during his investigation. Lloyd Bannings was such a distraction. I had no choice but to ask Revache to silence him. Permanently. But some other faction killed our poor detective before Revache could. 2 years ago, Marconi tried to spin the story like they did it, bragging about how much I owed him. But Garcia denied everything, which made me hesitant to believe Revache killed him. That's exactly what I thought too, because I know my brother would have never lost to the likes of you. Oh, what a bold claim to make. I think I know your answer to how Kia came to be at the auction. It's because something, somewhere, didn't go according to your plan. There's no way you'd lose sight of your god willingly. I have to agree. It would be illogical. True that. On that day, Lady Kia finally awoke from a long slumber. However, by the time I became aware of it, she was nowhere to be seen. Initially I thought she might have lost her way and wandered to the surface, and accidentally got herself locked in that trunk instead of a door that was meant for the auction. That's ridiculous. You and I both know that never would have happened. There's also the intel sent to Hohe to consider. In other words, while you may be the mastermind pulling the strings behind this case, you somehow managed to misplace a few. Haha, nice kick to the balls. Amazing work, Lloyd. Some things are just better suited for a detective. What's your point? As soon as Lady Kia returns to me, none of these questions will matter. Then what about Gnosis? Come on, your jokes have to end somewhere. Right now, all you're doing is peering into people, stealing their memories and mimicking what you see. It's the same thing with your despicable experiment. The results have been nothing more than accidents generated through trial and error, all while torturing innocent children. Tell me, where's the wisdom in that? Curse you. Claiming it as wisdom is a disgrace to the world itself. Vile might be a better description of the act you've committed. Punch me in the face, Joshua Cost. I think Weissman might have had better morals than this piece of work. Yeah, I feel the same. And even now, you're trying to force your worthless delusions onto Kia, a girl as bright as sunshine itself, the light of our life. She's grown more precious to us than you'd ever know. There's no way in hell we'll let your insanity reach her again. Impossible. We can move. The seal is gone. In the end, his evil eye was nothing more than a pale imitation of the real thing. Soon as he loses focus, he falters. His mastery of it's far from perfect, and Lloyd's burning spirit was enough to smash it to pieces. We've been through every masquerade you've set for us, Joachim Günther. No matter what you may have up your sleeve, nothing is going to stop us. Surrender now. I suppose you leave me a choice. Hey, speak up, asshole. I didn't think I'd be forced to use my trump card, but here we are. That can't be rot. Oh. Das ist interessant, weil Pro-Magaz gibt in blau und rot. Allow me to enlighten you once more. What you see here is perfectus gnosis, my life's work, you could say. If we call the drugs you found blue gnosis, then the only appropriate name for this is red gnosis, right? Does he mean to... the ones that turned the mafia and earned it into monsters? Haha, right you are. Don't... that's too big a dosage. He'll overdose. Come on, we have to make him spit them out. I see it. It's right there. The Almighty D, the origin of the lost power. The Almighty GD ist auch ein schöner Begriff. What the fuck? Admiral auf Wish bestellt? Ja, wobei Admiral ist wahrscheinlich eher auf Wish bestellt dann doch. What? Did he? You can't be serious. This intense pressure. Joshua, do you think? Definitely. This might be worse than Weissman fused with the Septarian or die Musik. Oh, how refreshing. I feel it. I have reached the truth of everything. I can see the state of the world, the hidden designs behind it. Damn it, get a hold of yourself. You're spewing nothing but lies, proving something you can see just like that. Only humanity is bound to such trivial ideas. I can see everything. The truth behind Lady Kia's disappearance, the truth behind your brother's murder, and the inevitable fate of Crossbell. Stop making shit up. There remains no reason to allow you insect to live any longer. Now lament over your fragile existence and die before me. Demonization is nothing like Ernest. Yep, that moron was just a little baby compared to this monster. Nothing we can do but stand our ground and fight. Yeah, get ready. Elie, Tio, Randy. Estelle, Joshua. This is it, our last stand. Don't give up, no matter what. Los! Die Musik ist auf jeden Fall schon mal sehr geil.